Consumer price index. Let's do that. Confidence. Are you confident? Do you guys feel confident in the economy?
No.
I don't feel confident in the universe.
There you go. So,
We're hanging by a thread, man.
yeah, I feel like it's weird. It's one of those things where I feel like it's going along good, but if one of the wheels starts to get wobbly, I have a feeling this whole thing's going to just flip. That's what I feel like. I mean, I want to not feel that way, but I mean, the more I talk to people, even yesterday we were talking about the cost of healthcare and people worrying about that next year already because, obviously you got to start signing up for it sooner rather than later.
Yep.
And, some of these states, man, there's a couple states out there where the cost went up so significantly, it would be cheaper for you to go to medical school.
Wow.
Some of them are so ridiculous. You're just like, how do you even pay for that? I mean, it's crazy. But I'm looking at this and, we're down. I mean, when you look at the expectations, how many of you out there are feeling super excited about what's happening right now? Are you nervous at all? Because I feel like there is a lot of some uncertainty for sure. So some people I think are feeling uncertain in what's happening. And I think part of it is we still have not felt the ramifications of the tariffs, but I think that's coming. What does that look like? And I think the other thing is, and this again, it's not just us. You got to think, nationwide. A lot of other places, the cost of their heating their homes this winter has been eye-popping. We've been pretty fortunate because we just burn kindling in the house. Oh.
He's gathering up twigs and leaves.
That's what we're doing outside. We used to have a table. We don't anymore, but that's okay. We're doing good.
My desk doesn't have legs anymore.
Nope. We all sleep on the floor. We used to have a hardwood floor. We've cut most of that out now, so you got to be careful where you stand. But it's okay. We're doing all right. So some of you are nervous. Some of you aren't. So the healthcare costs, if you guys did know, are going up next year. They'll blame Obama. There's a lot of reasons why they're going up. And because they can. That's the other thing. So you're looking at a visible jump in a lot of different places for healthcare costs. They're talking about, the medicine going up. They're talking about, the administrative cost, the usual stuff they talk about. Whatever they can tell you that they need to raise it for, they're going to tell you. So, somebody, I'm confident-ish. I'd say out of 10, I'm a 6. Bell's a no. He's a 0. He's a zilch. He's a nada. But you're never
I
confident.
didn't say that.
You said you're not confident.
I'm not, but I'm not a 0.
Okay, out of a 10, what would you be?
4.5.
That's not too bad. What about you, Ken?
I just cover the news, boys.
So out of confidence, are you like a 5, a 7?
I am a wait-and-see type guy, so I'm going to say 5.
Okay, there you go.
I'm cautiously optimistic, but I know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I don't see a change in prices.
Yeah, that's what, I think a lot of people are wondering, okay, I thought we were going to start to see stuff come down, and some stuff come down a little bit, but other stuff is past that by. And the beef, the screw worm. Now the screw worm's coming after us, for God's sake.
Yeah, screw worm's tired of beef. Now
it's tired of beef.
Us.
Where's the beef? Screw that. Where's the human? So there's some stuff out there. There's definitely no doubt that there's some nerves out there, but you got to watch. To me, consumer confidence is the most important thing because as you spend, as I spend, as we feel the economy is going to go, that's the most important thing because confidence can overcome a lot of stuff. There's no doubt about that. One of the other things that, the Kilmar Obrego thing is, so he's in custody.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it yesterday. And, his attorney came out today, or one of his attorneys. He seems to have quite a lot of attorneys.
He's got a large defense team.
Yeah. They were asking him about, well, is he a gang member? And he just basically said to them, you think he's a gang member, then you know what? Charge him. Do it. Charge him.
Charge him. If you think he's a gang member, we have gang statutes on the books. If you think that he's committed some type of conspiracy, charge him. There's RICO statutes on the books. Like, it's not fair that they just go out and defame him and slander him in public, but in their court filings and in the actual charges, none of that's there.
I thought that was rather interesting. Go ahead, charge him.
I mean, are there? I guess they could.
Well, yeah, because they classified MS-13 now as
a terrorist,
as a terrorist organization. So if you believe he is, then shouldn't you charge him? If you believe he is, they want this thing to go away as fast as possible. I think his attorneys are going, we're going to take this as far as we can. I think they're advising him, you need to fight this in court. I think we could beat this. Because they're going to I think their thought is they're going to overreach, or they're going to ask them, instead of Uganda, which still makes me laugh, can he go to Costa Rica? But I'm Uganda. Wouldn't you be Uganda?
Well, how close is Costa Rica to El Salvador?
Close-ish.
Because
no, I mean
that's apparently where there's a price on his head.
Because you don't think they're so it's.
I don't think they're going to go all the way over to Uganda.
It's a 17-hour drive from Costa Rica to El Salvador.
Yeah, that's close enough to take care of.
Yeah, so that is. But I'm trying to think. I mean, you were in their prisons, and if you were really wanted, why nothing happened? Is kind of I don't know about that. I mean, why didn't something happen? And Uganda,
well, that's true.
But you're going to Uganda. I mean, they make $1,000 a year. You're going to go over there and you have unlimited access to a couple $100,000 in funds, and you'll be the most famous person in Uganda. For whatever that's worth. You'll be the T Swift of Uganda. I don't think that's nice. Sally says, on one hand, I'm pessimistically optimistic, and on the other hand, I'm optimistically pessimistic.
That's me, Sally.
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel that way. And it really depends, too, what's your job. Right?
Yes.
If you're retired and you got a nice pension coming in, you've paid off your house, you're not worried because you don't care. I mean, you care, maybe you have kids or this, that, but it doesn't affect you the way that if you've got a family of two on top of you and your wife or your husband, and you've got a mortgage and you're worried about whether or not your job's going to be able to give you enough hours or get enough, then you care a lot more.
Healthcare costs and housing seem to be what are really hammering the middle class.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the healthcare cost is, somebody just said it's a scam. I continue to say this. They get we don't want socialized medicine. You're going to end up with it if you don't fix the problem of so many people being so angry and so frustrated that eventually enough people are going to be in Congress and elsewhere. They're going to get socialized medicine through because they're going to blow themselves up. They are. They're going to blow themselves up. And I'm not talking about actually blowing the place up. We should probably refrain from that because of what happened last year. But of all the things that are going on, the frustration that people feel, the surprise bills, the anger, the cost of an aspirin, which was just, that's $100.
Well, it's like you said, government never gives up a power once it's been able to stick its fingers into the pie.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna want to back out of healthcare and get out of the way and let the markets work the way that they're meant to work.
No.
Government's going to continue to screw up the health insurance industry and the healthcare industry to the point where they'll eventually come in and they'll say, well, the capitalism failed. We got to take over.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we didn't have capitalism, we had corporatism.
Yeah, we have corporatism. We have, crony capitalism, corporatism, whatever you want. We don't have a free market. Even this president he screams for market. He's not free market. He's as crony capitalist as everybody else because he's where he comes from. That's what he knows. It's just a different kind. He's not crony capitalism in the way of the war machine and things of that nature, but they're all the same. And that's the frustration. Then regulation comes in. Then they overregulate. Then they tell you, you can't buy it in Kentucky, even though it may be cheaper, because we have special rules for this. And they have insurance, we've got insurance commissioners and this, that, and the other. Then you look up and you realize I paid in for years. They denied my claim a gazillion times. Then when they did pay it, they paid a portion of it. I had to wait forever. But if you're paying cash, it's great. But how many people have cash? I wonder what it costs cash-wise. We should find that out. If you had cancer and to treat, what that would cost, or a heart attack.
Should probably get some of the guys from Grace Point to come on and talk about it because they're direct pay.
We should. It's a smart thing to do. So, and see here, somebody just recently evicted. It's unbelievable how many evictions are in Sumner County. Oh, I know that's coming. You know what else is coming? Car loan defaults.
Well, and credit card.
Oh, the credit card. That is the bubble. What is it, like $1.5 trillion?
Yeah, it's record level. Never have we seen like $1.5 trillion dollars in debt.
Yeah, I mean, it feels that right there, and the car insanity. Because I flip around. I sent you guys a whole bunch of stuff last night on the old TikTok. And one of the things, I watched this guy, he walks around and he asks everybody inside of the car place where he works how much their payments are. And you're seeing kids in their 20s and 30s. Their payments are $1,000, $1,200 a month.
For a car.
For a car.
Not an apartment, a car.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not a car that has like a horse on the front, right? And it's red, like Magnum PI.
Yeah.
They're not. And even ones that are low, it's like, they'll say, oh, it's $725. Like, oh, that's pretty good. What? That's insane.
Going back to healthcare, one of the things the Democrats are trying to do is to make it so that healthcare debt doesn't go on your credit report.
Yeah.
So it's less damaging to you personally. But the effect that's going to have is people are going to go, you know what, screw it. I'm just not going to pay the debt. So then providers start to not get paid. And then once you start to have providers that aren't getting paid, you have people that go out of business. And the entire thing is meant to make it easier for government to take over.
The way they tried to do it was it didn't affect your credit rating. It was still on there, but it wasn't a situation where you were going to have to file bankruptcy and they could come take everything. And Trump decided, I'm just going to let it expire. I'm not even going to fight it in court when they challenged it. It's a weird thing because go look at how many bankruptcies. 8 out of 10 bankruptcies, I think, are because of medical debt. And you work your whole life, you bust your butt, and then all of a sudden you get sick or your kid gets sick and you have to sell everything and you're close to being, BK'd and you're still fighting over stuff.
Why are things like homeowners insurance and car insurance nowhere near as complicated or as messy as health insurance is? Government intervention. That's why.
Yeah. Well, what did Reagan say? I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah. The 9 scariest words in the English language are I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Amen.
Says right here, for most middle-class households, housing is the largest monthly expense, with rising prices for both renting and buying straining budgets, potentially consuming 50% of take-home pay.
That's take-home pay. Wow.
Yeah, that's that's after taxes.
Yeah, that is. It's out there, man. It's eating everything up. And then you think about cars and you think about insurance. You think about all the other necessities in life and you start to realize, I got to get a side hustle. So you're working 3 jobs between the two of you so you can live your one life.